Hello and welcome to Onesies, a podcast of one season wonders and blunders. My name's Andrew,
My name is Emily. Hello.
and we are back talking The Bondsman, the 2025 Amazon Prime. Is this our first streaming series too?
I think so, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Amazon Prime starring Bateman,
Nope. Kevin
Kevin
Bacon.
Bacon. I was about to say Matt Bacon. Um, Kevin Bacon, and Beth Grant, and the guy who plays the boyfriend and the wife lady. Um,
Jolene Purdy is in this one at the
Jolene
beginning. We
Purdy, yes,
follow
who
up
is
with her.
delightful. And she says she's not going to be around again, which made me very sad. Um, so did we say it's the Bondsman? It's a
Bondsman.
bondsman. It is about a bondsman who dies and goes to hell and is reincarnated and brought back as a bounty hunter.
I don't know if he's reincarnated, but he comes back to
Resurrected.
life. He's resurrected, comes
To get
back to
some Jesus
life.
juice, as it were.
And Jolene Purdy's character, whose name I forget again, is recruiting him as a bounty hunter for the devil.
It is a very strange recruitment process because the alternative is he goes back to hell. And so it's a half-hour show, and there are only 8 episodes, and we're doing it in half-hour chunks. I would imagine if you marathon all 8, you feel like you've watched
A very long movie,
a very long movie,
an
or
unnecessarily long movie.
but not like that unnecessarily long. Like you could probably like 45 minutes too long.
Yeah.
Like what we're looking at a 2 hour and 10 minute movie here, and instead they're doing a TV show. Um, but also what they're doing is they're not actually dealing with the hell thing. It is off screen. Kevin Bacon did not has no memory of going to hell himself,
Seemingly. I'm still
seemingly.
I'm still waiting for that ball to drop. I'm still waiting. I know I have high expectations. There's a scene coming up that I had mentioned to you earlier. I'm still waiting for some memory, flashback, something.
Do not think we have the CGI budget for that, Emily. So you have never seen a Bloomhouse movie, is that correct?
I not that I know of, no.
All right, let's do a quick rundown. The one that I feel like there's a slim chance in hell you might have seen is did you ever see any of the Purges or Insidious?
No. I'm not a
It-
horror person necessarily. Maybe like I watched all the Nightmare on Elm Streets when I was a kid.
so I I'm just looking at the Wikipedia right now. They did Gem and the Holograms when they were trying to branch out into other stuff. Did you see Gem and the Holograms? No. Oh, they did Get Out. You saw Get Out. So you didn't see Get Out. Get Out. You should see Get Out. Even before you see Beverly Hills Cop. They did a remake of Benji. Jesus Christ, this is a boring list. Okay, even though they do all sorts of different shit. But they did the new Halloween things. They're doing the low budget Universal Monsters. They did Invisible
Oh, cool.
Man was that it was not good.
The Invisible Man, the one with Elizabeth, what's her name?
Mhm.
Okay. I didn't see that, but I know what
Yeah,
you're talking about.
and they are sort of like they're not micro budget, but I imagine they come in at 20 to 30 million. And it's because, horror movies, if you don't show things, don't require
Okay.
money. So it's not
Well,
a surprise
yeah.
then, but I sort of was like, I don't think of Amazon Prime as being budget, which is just confirmation bias because of I want the 3 things I watch on there are solid budget. We might actually watch My Lady Jane just because um it's gay and you'll like it, even though you'll never watch it otherwise.
I think I know what you're talking about. Oh
Anyway,
no, I don't know that.
but it's a one season one they canceled too. So the episode begins with a direct continuation of last week's episode. Kevin Bacon and Beth Grant continue their conversation on the veranda or on the porch with Jolene Purdy,
Hmm.
where she's got a manual. She's very likable. Now, since we looked up the ages of the actors in this show, I can no longer look at Kevin Bacon the same way because Kevin Bacon, what we determine, he's like 64 or something.
66.
66 and Beth Grant is like 75.
Yeah.
There's a vibe to it now that I'm not super comfortable with, even though they're both quite good. It just feels
She seems like the
condescending and
nagging
patriarchal.
mother. She seems like the nagging mother. Um, yeah, and he is ordering her around, and it was
Yeah,
pretty disappointing.
there's a weird it's just a weird. And also, so she, we're gonna find out, is started the bounty hunting business.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just go through the plot because there's not a lot of it. We find out in the first scene who the demon is, where the demon is. We get where the demon is in a second, but then we also get guy from Justified, Dewey from Justified. His name in this is Jimmy, what, C or something? Jimmy Sun. Doesn't matter. Boston guy. They make some Boston jokes, which are, I'm
Lucky.
not
His name is Lucky.
lucky. I'm not sure that white people in Georgia should be making fun of white people from Boston.
I don't know.
I mean, there's a lot going on there. I'm not qualified to discuss which way we're punching in that
There's a
one.
questionable comedian who, back in the 90s, before he became problematic, had a very funny joke about racism in Boston and how they're very specific because it was like the Irish don't like the Italians type of a thing. Um, uh,
Guess who they both don't like?
him.
Oh, was it really? Oh, that kind of problematic comedian. Wow, interesting. There's a story to that. Um, okay, so Lucky goes to the house where we saw the priest kill the guys. The priest did kill all three people, and then upon leaving, Lucky releases the uh, trunk boy.
Yeah, he
Um,
he finds the car. He hears the guy moaning and maybe kicking or something, and opens the trunk and finds the guy. And the guy says it was Hub Halloran.
Now, Lucky was going there to kill his co-conspirators after they had killed Kevin Bacon.
Yes.
Okay, so that is of zero import at the current state. Like, we saw some previews last episode of what Lucky's plot arc's going to be, and this is going to be one of those very interesting shows about the afterlife where, by talking about it at length, they're going to make um, God sound like the villain. Because when you talk about it at length, very soon God sounds like the villain. Um, hashtag not, was it not Dante's Inferno? What was Milton? Paradise Lost.
Paradise Lost.
Paradise Lost is fucking hilarious because you're like, wait, what? What a piece of shit. Why did you write this book, man? Like, this is a weird book to be famous. It's about God being a piece of shit. That's weird. Um, so we then cut to the bond request coming in, or the bounty request coming in on the fax machine. Again, we have Google Maps in this universe. We have not seen a lot of cell phone usage, which
Yeah.
seems to be for narrative convenience, quite frankly. Um, which is fine. I mean, like, the show,
It's actually kind of like refreshing to one not have a lot of it, but also not have people commenting on it all the time
right.
about there not being cell phones.
Yeah. And in fact, it doesn't even get last episode we talked about how TikTok gets a mention, but this time nothing gets a mention.
Yeah.
Okay. So Hub gets the bounty request. We get the location. The location is the church. Mom says, I hope Pastor John is okay. Did we already get the flashback of Pastor John getting eaten?
I think so.
Okay, so when it opens, maybe we get last night the demon taking over Pastor John or whatever
Yeah,
the pastor's fucking name is. Before the
doesn't
demon
matter.
takes over Pastor John, he's listening to music and getting himself together. Now, the scene is coded, and I'm not sure which way it's coded. It's either, I mean, like, there are three possibilities. Like, either it's supposed to be gay coded, either it's supposed to be he fucks the ladies coded, or it's supposed to be coded he's just eccentric. Does not matter.
Doesn't
It's
matter at all.
at
Unnecessary character development
Yeah.
happening.
Demon zaps him. The lights go out, which is important later because Hub's going to track him by the light outages, which is also was just in a comic book I read the other day.
Oh,
Okay, so from 1977, if you want to get your ideas of where plot tropes are coming from. But the face melts off, giving Emily a bunch of fucking gore right away.
it was gross. Yeah.
And then we get some cheap CGI facial reconstruction. Not like super cheap, but PlayStation 5 level graphics. Okay, so Hub's going to go bounty hunt at the church. Mom says, you got to take me with. This is where we start getting some of the weird chemistry. And now we said last episode that it seemed like Trunk Boy was going to be Hub's sidekick. Having Mom be the sidekick, very weird because it's, if not verbally abusive, Hub's being condescending. We get this whole thing where she's like, I started the fucking bounty hunting business. Let's do this together. You need me as a backup. The problem with this is it's not like she's Sarah Hamilton in Terminator 2 and he's Zac Efron or something. Like they're fucking old people.
Yeah.
Like
And
Kevin Bacon is not acknowledging his age.
he's not acknowledging his age, but they also don't go so far as to be like build a loving relationship between the two to make it to just make it feel like he's trying to protect this woman he loves, he cares for, he
No.
doesn't want to see her get hurt. There's she just seems like she's a nagging wife that he hates, and she keeps inserting herself in these dangerous situations, and he doesn't want her around. Like, there's not even like a mom, I love you, I don't want to see you get hurt. There's nothing. Not only did they not build that relationship, but there's not even like just the exposition saying it. It's
Yeah.
so weird.
Um, so then they go to the church. There's nothing there. All the lights are out. They do some investigating. We get a pop scare when Mom comes in. It's not a good pop scare. The show's not very scary at all. Like there are
It's
concerning.
gory.
It's gory and there are concerning moments because the bad guys all just will kill anyone at the drop of a hat.
Yeah.
Interesting and disturbing, but like I don't think I can't, the fact that the Georgia Film Commission underwrote this presentation of Georgia is interesting. Like, gee, not the biggest problem that state has, I'm sure. However, they should, promote themselves a little bit less. I mean, I'm sure they were like, hey, at least they're not racist. Though there aren't any black people in the show.
Yeah, we haven't seen any opportunity for them to be racist.
I think we will not see any opportunity for them to be
Cool.
racist. Okay, so after that, we get God. What do we get after they go to the church?
They is this when they're tracking the lights to find the demon?
They're tracking the lights to find the demon, and they have an argument where Mom freaks out because she's just gotten Captain Hub. She's just gotten Captain Bacon to what's the name of the captain from Pigs in Space?
Oh God, I completely
Look
forget.
that up. Look that up.
Yep.
I need that. Okay, so she's just gotten him to admit that God's probably real since demons are probably real. Or since demons are real, God's got to probably be real. She then has like an emotional panic attack because she realizes that all of this is true and she's failed as a mother to keep him from going to hell. Now, Hub is a bounty hunter and has had very little problem. You know, he's a man of violence, so to say.
Yes.
Captain Link Hogthrob is a man of violence. Um, Kevin Hogthrob. Kevin Hogthrob is a man of violence. What's the first commandment? It's thou shalt not kill, right? It's
Yeah,
not thou
I
shalt
think
not
so.
kill while executing a bounty
You are
pursuant.
asking the wrong gal.
Anyway, there's some very obvious things that Kevin Bacon can do that would have gotten him to go to hell, other
Yes.
than him probably cheating on the wife, which is no doubt going to be revealed in episode 7 or something. Because that also comes up that he must have done something terrible to her because she left him for a Boston man who's also a fucking murderer,
Yeah.
um, who's a sociopathic murderer. So then we get he decides he's going to get the kid and the wife safe. He goes to the club, gives her permission to take the kid to Nashville, which was
Right.
in last episode because this is a fucking either single episode of television or a TV, 2 nights of a TV miniseries. We'll find out
Right.
next tomorrow if it's a miniseries. So then we get Lucky comes in during this. Hub's like, hey, have a good time in Nashville, and puts something in his pocket. It's a coupon, which for the Sizzler,
For Sizzler, which I didn't think was in Georgia.
I don't know. Is that a callback to last episode? It's a callback to the show Poker Face, if you're keeping
Oh,
up with Poker Face right now. Um, but Poker Face is 2 seasons, so we won't be watching that. But um, we then get, and then Trunk Boy's there and sees Hub, and we're like, oh, you guys aren't going to be fucking buddies. Then why did we waste time with that last episode? We will cut
yeah.
that out of the 2 hour and 10 minute version of this, Kevin Bacon. We
There
then
are not only no Sizzler restaurants in Georgia, there are no Sizzler restaurants east of the Mississippi. The farthest east is in Gallup, New Mexico.
so that would also
Maybe they're going on
mean
the road.
maybe they're going the road, but Lucky would have no context as a Boston man for Sizzler then.
Yeah,
Okay, interesting. It's about hell, I guess. Waka waka. We didn't
maybe.
see him getting a bunch of the coupons. Like, okay, except with this show, it seems very unlikely it's going to matter. Okay, so then he and mom go hunting at where there's a power outage. There's
Hmm.
exposition explaining how he knows there's power fluctuations here.
There's an awful lot of expo.
I didn't pay attention to any of it because I'm like, how would you fucking know that you're not the power company? Did
Yeah.
you call the power company and I ignored it?
And with like limited technology usage, like how would you even do that? Like Sherlock would like have his phone tapped into the electrical grid and be able to turn power off and on at will. Like I don't understand. I didn't understand it either. It was like you just know maybe it's a small town and you have connections that can
I think
help
maybe
you.
that was what it was, is the mom knew somebody worked at the power company because they talk
Maybe.
about somebody else and it
I
doesn't
don't know.
make any fucking difference. Okay, so then we go to the place that's having power fluctuations. We've got lights going on and off. We've got sparks coming out of things. We are talking Highlander the series budget here.
Practical effects, yeah.
We are talking cable or syndicated show from 1995 going on here. It is not expensive, which must be why Kevin Bacon was confused how they could cancel it when he's like, dude, we actually paid you for the show with all the fucking shenanigans we had going on. It was amazing. Brett Favre gave us $100 million. You didn't even ask. Um, Said, you're just not going to help anybody with it, right? We were like, yeah. Okay, so we then have the showdown, which involves them setting out a bear trap. Kevin Bacon gets in a fight with the preacher. Mom's trying to convince Kevin Bacon not to hurt him because she thinks she can save his soul. We then have her praying at him.
With a crucifix or a cross. I don't remember if
Little
there
Jesus
was
is
a
on
dude
it.
on it.
Yeah.
But and you see him change from a demon back to
You
a
just
not
thought
demon.
that.
You just
You're
thought that?
seeing it from Mom's perspective because Kevin Bacon's the only one who sees him as a demon. She doesn't. She sees him as the
Right.
guy.
Fair enough.
So
Okay,
it's not
thank you.
even that. It's not even
I
that.
thought I thought that she was praying for him and he was getting better.
No. We also had her earlier talk about how the church is hallowed ground, so they're safe there. But we found out, in the opening that the demon can just go into the church.
Yeah.
Again, if the show is willing to do there's no God, but there is hell, thumbs up. That would actually be interesting. But also it raises what I talked about earlier, where, if you actually lay it out, God's going to be the bad guy. And even now, why the fuck would Lucifer, the Prince of Darkness, care if there are escaped demons slaughtering people on the face of Earth? Why would he care about that? It's like if you were imprisoned in hell and you were a demon and you got out and wanted to piss off Lucifer, you would open a soup kitchen. You would
Yeah.
fucking help people. That's
Yeah.
how we know the world is just shit, is because there aren't escaped demons saving us from, anyway, the Christians. So then we find out, is it Trunk Boy sees this go on? And anyway, Mom saves
Yes.
Kevin
Yeah.
Bacon.
Yeah. And Kevin Bacon kills the guy with a
No,
gun.
Mom shoots him with a shotgun and kills him, then drives over his head. That kills him, sends him back to hell, and it
He
burns
starts
down the
on
building.
fire
Yes.
because he's going back to hell. They drive away, and then Trunk Boy has witnessed this
Yes. And
in
the
the
end
dark
is,
shadows
yes, behind a
without
trash
shitting his
can.
pants,
Yes.
apparently.
Why is he hanging out behind the tree? We'll find out. Presumably. Actually, if this show goes the way it seems like it's going to go, next episode we'll start with a flashback to Trunk Boy and how he got there, and then. But the end tag is Kevin Mom going, "Hey, so I guess you're going to take that job, huh?" And Kevin's like, "I think I just did," and then cut the
Yeah.
credits, and I was
And
like, "That's not an
they keep
episode."
they keep referring to it as Mary Kay
Yeah,
because the woman uh whatever her name is, god damn it, I can't remember. The woman
Jolene
who,
Purdy.
yes, Jolene Purdy, um she just kind of came out of nowhere. She came into the house. Mom says, I was expecting her to start trying to sell me makeup, and they carry on with this like, oh, you're going to start working for Mary Kay now, as like a euphemism for you're going to be
Yeah,
a bounty hunter for hell, which weird.
yeah, it's unsuccessful. How about that? It's
Yeah.
an unsuccessful callback. So yeah, and then that is somehow apparently an episode of television, and we'll be back next time is the
Though we'll be
show.
back next time where we will be discussing episode 3 called Marphos, where Hub tries to turn Cade, his son, against Lucky and winds up using him as a cover for another demon hunt. Um,
That sounds like I'm gonna really like Kevin Bacon next episode as he puts his
his son
child
in
in
danger.
danger.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm gonna dig it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh,
Well, thank you.
it's gonna, it's fine. We don't need to sum it up. It's fine. Let's go. We'll do it Bondsman style. See you
We'll
next
do it
week.
Bondsman style. See you next week, folks. Andrew, I'll see you in television land.
See you in television land, Emily.